Joe! ジョーの野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host. God said to Abraham, kill me a son. And today we have a classic revisit to the 2003 film, The Hunted. Now I'm a really big fan of Benicio del Toro. He's a great actor, really underrated for a long time in my opinion. Finally got that Sicario role where he could, showcase his real talent and, excel in something. But for a long time, he's been in the background. He's been in a ton of great films, The Usual Suspects. He was a Bond villain, for Christ's sakes. Like, the guy is really underrated, has a great range, has been in a ton of great films. Also, you have Tommy Lee Jones, another great actor. His roles are much more standout. Most recently, I'd have to say best performance from him, No Country for Old Men. Just a perfect role for him, especially where he is in his career. And yeah, the two of them make this film, in my opinion. It's a really underrated film for how good it is, but, a little bit one note, but, it really hits that note hard, and no one ever said that a story had to be, overly complex for it to be enjoyable. So yeah, this is going to be really cool to finally have this one up on the channel. One of my personal favorites for a long time, and yeah, this should be a lot of fun. But before we begin, as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. Still very much a small channel, so every like, comment, share, subscribe that we can get really helps out. I really appreciate it. Patreon link down below. With that, let's get right to it.
God said to Abraham, kill me a son. Abe says, man, you must be putting me on. But the next time you see me coming, you better run. Abe says, where do you want this killing done?
Johnny Cash. Great way to start a film. This is Kosovo.
Serbs have taken over this Albanian village. They're killing everyone in sight. The Serbian commander is in that mosque. This is the third village in a week he's destroyed.
Now, point being made here is, they could be stopping this. Instead, they're going after one guy in particular and just letting the slaughter happen because he's an infiltrator first and foremost. Like Solid Snake before there was a Solid Snake. Slobodan Milosevic. Goodbye.
Sergeant First Class Aaron Hallam.
Yes, sir.
It is my privilege to present to you the Silver Star.
Yeah, it's not easy to get that shit out of your head. It's tracking a wolf. Beautiful country. I love the snow. Stepped on a snare.
What happened to you? You still. All right. Next time you see one of these, you go the other way. Okay. Now get out of here. Anybody here with the initials JW?
Yeah?
No more snares on bulls, guys.
You need all that equipment to kill a deer? You guys don't look like deer hunters.
When you kill with your own hands, there is a reverence. There is no reverence in what you do.
Where's your weapon?
You think you can hunt me with those rifles?
Come on, baby.
We have a visitor.
I don't do that kind of work anymore. Don't you have a look? I really don't want to go back there.
He's been killing hunters.
This is him.
Who?
The guy who did it.
At this point, we're not sure how many killers.
Just one.
How do you know that?
He left a signature right there in that tree.
It seems unlikely that one man with a hatchet could possibly.
He didn't use a hatchet. He used a knife with a serrated edge on one side and a fillet blade on the other.
Oh, you're not going out there alone.
That's the way I work.
Take this.
I don't need that.
Humor me.
Okay.
You don't have a gun?
I don't like guns.
Well, how much time do we give you?
I'm not back in 2 days. It'll mean I'm dead.
Supreme confidence. I love the little cat and mouse game that got going in the beginning. Family. The shadow.
LT. Remember me? No. You taught me.
I taught a lot of people.
How come you didn't answer my letters? How come you're chopping up all these people? Did you see the scopes that we're using? They weren't hunters, LT. They were sweepers.
You're gonna have to come in, son.
The look. It's fucking terrifying. Great choreography. You can tell he's not alone anymore.
Move up.
He's down. He's down! Stay back, don't touch him.
What if there was a species above us in the food chain? How do you think you'd feel if that species lost total respect for us and started slaughtering us wholesale?
His name is Aaron Hallam, Sergeant First Class Aaron Hallam.
You do remember me, sir?
You were talking about shit that never happened. They're recording this, bud.
Good, then there'll be a record.
And that record will never say what you want it to say, will it?
Then what am I doing here, people?
Yeah, he's Black Ops. He's been in so much different shit that no government is ever going to recognize his existence.
Your man very likely killed and mutilated 4 hunters on federal land. I think you should take a look at this.
Yeah.
What's your relationship to Hallam?
I trained him. I trained a lot of people like him. You know, the best of the best, shit like that. My father was an Army colonel. Dad was a tracker before he joined the Army, and I learned what I do from him.
What about Hallam?
He's unusual. He can kill anybody without regret.
Without regret.
Most of the people he killed never knew he was in the same room with them.
How'd you feel about that?
Oh, I don't know. I never had to kill anybody myself. I just taught people how.
There is no way he can be indicted or tried in open court or any court. As far as the world is concerned, Aaron Hallam doesn't exist.
They'll handle it.
It was way too messy, man. We're supposed to be precise.
They weren't his family. They were soldiers, Dale. There was no backup, no way for me to get out.
You can't tell the sharks from the guppies anymore.
That's what they're using now.
It's supposed to be painless.
Of course, he never used it on himself.
Release him, Aaron! Release him now!
Is it painless, Dale?
Does anyone know what's going on? Is anyone on their way?
I'm okay. My buddies are in there.
He's very clever.
Get him out!
Oh, shit.
I will teach you how to kill quickly, accurately. It will become a reflex action. You will learn how to enter a combat zone and evaporate into shadow. You will learn how to survive, or you will not. Arm, heart, leg. Bring your knife on the inside of his arm here. Sever all the connective tissue, pulling his finger away from the trigger, and at the same time coming around his left shoulder. Grab this strap, choke him now. Come into his heart, through the top of his sternum, and bring him to the ground. Arm, throat, heart, leg, arm, lung. Good. Good. The only thing this arm can do to hurt you is block the lung puncture you're about to do. Push this arm over in front of his face, go into his lung. Arm, neck, heart, leg, lung. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Power assist 4, 5, 6. Make this cut a good power assist. You're looking for his backbone. Go. There we go. Once again.
LT. I don't think I can do this anymore. The nightmares are getting worse. I think I'm losing it, LT. I need to hear from you or talk to you. You've been like a father to me. Please write.
Once you are able to kill mentally, the physical part will be easy. The difficult part is learning how to turn it off.
There's a lot of really great scenes in this movie.
What's Aaron done? Please have a seat, Aaron.
Excuse me, sir, where are you going?
He saw the footprint. Man-sized shoe.
Come in. You here to sweep me, LT?
You know I don't do that.
How do I know that?
You have to answer for what you've done.
I have to live with what I've done. If you cross this line, you better be ready to kill me.
I love the fact that he's framed in shadow.
Put your hands on your head and get on the floor. I said get on the floor, now! Get down!
That's great. Oh, Jesus. He's a sitting duck. I love this shot in particular. Right there. One last attempt to reason with him. That's a no. Trying to cut him with his own blade. He's pulling the blood into his hand. This is brilliant. Throws it in his eye. Oh my god. That's so fucking clever. That's a pretty deep cut. Oh, that's so good. Oh, shit. Great fight adaptation there. eyes. Right through the heart. The knife that was stuck right through his right arm pulls it out and then stabs him in the chest with it. First time he's ever killed someone. That's all his letters. He did get them after all. Beautiful shot.
God said to Abraham, kill me a son.
Okay, I took some time just to gather my thoughts. So that was The Hunted. Love this film. Think it's really underrated. So there are other actors in the film, right? And they do a good job. But as far as I'm concerned, if it's not Benicio del Toro or Tommy Lee Jones, I don't care. Like, their performance in this film makes the film. It's everything. So I can imagine what the edit is going to look like, and it's basically just going to be those two back to back almost exclusively. It's just they have such a commanding presence throughout the film, and you're so in tune with what their characters are doing and going through that everything else just falls away. It's like it doesn't matter. So Benicio del Toro plays this, Black Ops, has seen so much shit that it's, basically driven him insane. Those hunters that he kills in the beginning of the film, he literally thinks they're men sent there to kill him. And he calls them robots, and, he's at a point where the things he's done and the things he's seen have just made him completely detached from reality and barely holding on to, what you could call humanity at that point. He is paranoid, but at the same time, the government really is out to get him and kill him, but it's because of, the things that he's done. The guy was trained from the start to be a weapon ever since he joined the military at 18, and learning how to kill people in the way that he has doesn't leave a whole lot of room left for, basic humanity in him anymore. Tommy Lee Jones, throughout the entire film, he's conflicted because he's a man running from his past. That's why he's out in British Columbia, out in the middle of nowhere. He's not proud of the work he's done, training these men. He just has a very hands-off approach, doesn't want to think about it, doesn't want to face that reality, that the work that he's done has gotten a lot of people killed. Now, for the most part, it's been people who, obviously deserve it. You saw in the beginning the Serbian general who was, wantonly committing genocide, massacring multiple villages, in the name of Slobodan Milosevic, so he absolutely got what was coming to him. But at the same time, you can't do that kind of work and not have it affect you, deeply and permanently. It scars you. So, of course, Benicio del Toro starts to have these nightmares, and he tries to reach out to LT because, he's the only one he feels that he can talk to about this stuff. He's his mentor, after all. You saw at the end of the film that LT got the letters, but he's just like, didn't even want to look at him. The Hunted is a very tragic story with only one possible outcome. You can do things so heinous and vile that there's no coming back for you. You've entered a point of no return, and, that's it. It can really only end one way. One of the things I really like about this film is it has the courage to have what most of the audience consider an unacceptable ending. It's not feel good at all. The bad guy doesn't win, but at the same time, was he really the bad guy to begin with? He was made into what he was, and, LT had his part in doing that to him, and, he's partially to blame. There is no forgiveness, there is no absolution for what LT did. He just has to learn to accept to live with it. If you've ever seen the film Rambo, a lot of the same themes that occur in that movie occur in this one, but I think this one has a superior ending. Rambo, for the most part, is just this generic action flick, except for the last 10 minutes, which really make the film, in my opinion. And I've read the book. In the book, Troutman ends up killing Rambo because he knows he's at a point of no return, and, there's nothing he can really do for him except just end his suffering. And despite the fact that I love that film, and, the last 10 minutes of that film especially, I was always very disappointed that they changed the ending, just because they thought it was too overly negative. But this film has the guts that film lacks, in my opinion. Now, obviously, the best part of this film has to be the fight choreography, and I just gush over that because it's so well done and so clever. The hand-to-hand knife fighting, the part where they're fighting at the end and, Benicio is wounded in the arm. He literally lets the blood pool down into his hand so he can throw it in Tommy's face. It's just really, really clever, and I love it personally. It's so visceral and in your face, but honestly, those scenes just make the film. Shout out to William Friedkin, the director of the film. Did a really good job with this. I like the style. Really took its time, some great landscape shots, and the way the fights were filmed was, brilliant in my opinion. Some shots that just, live rent-free in my brain is when they're first fighting, and Benicio first takes out his knife and starts slashing at the air as Tommy's backing away. Also, when they're fighting at the end and Benicio sticks his knife right through Tommy's right arm, at that point he gives this look, and I've always taken note of that specifically because there's something about the way that he's looking that's just so primal. It's like in that moment he's focused only on, killing him and nothing else. And honestly, credit to Benicio del Toro because that man can even act, with just his eyes alone. And this film and that scene is proof of that. It's something that just lives rent-free in my head ever since I first saw it years ago. But yeah, that was The Hunted. Really good film. Love Benicio del Toro and Tommy Lee Jones in this film. They make the film in my opinion. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching and peace.